I believe. I believe that each and every single one of us has a story through our passion, our life experience, our struggles, or win. That if we package it correctly, we could actually influence and empower people by sharing it with the world. My story started off in Montreal, Canada. I come from two immigrants family from Haiti. They came to Canada, Montreal, to give us a better life. And by doing so, they told us the following: go to school, get a job, get married, have the two kids, the big house, and the white picket fence. Now, they meant well. They wanted the best for us. And coming from Haiti, what they wanted to do is to give us a great opportunity. So we did that. We worked hard. We went to school. However, something has happened and during my journey. During my journey, one of my first epiphany was when one of my cousins lent me a book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And we had a lot of struggle. And as I was reading that book, my parents got a divorce because they weren't able to actually live in a country was actually very demanding on them. So they got a divorce. And because of that, my mother raised 5 kids on her own with the help of the community. And because of that, financially, we were struggling. We lived in government housing. We lived in shelters. So we had a very hard, struggling life. And we were poor. We were not poor emotionally because there was a lot of love in the family, but we were poor from what society looks at poor from a materialistic perspective. So when my cousin gave me that book, How to Start Worrying and Start Living, it really changed my life because even though I was in a poor environment, my mind started to expand. So I took my life to a different journey. I was hanging around with the wrong crowd. However, what I decided to do is to take my life to the next journey. And my dream was to work for the government. And I did. I worked for the government. And at that time, that I made it. I made it. All I had to do was to work for the government for 20 years and I will have my pension. I have a secure job. And that was everybody's dream. And I was able to get this job at the age of 19 years old when I moved to Toronto, Ontario. Now, I'm there. I'm supposed to have achieved what my parents and society told us as to what we're supposed to do, which is to get a job, get a secure job, full-time job at the government, and this is it. However, something deep inside of me felt different and felt empty, felt like there was something missing. I was fortunate enough to be raised with the power of faith and to be able to listen to that inner voice within us that's always talking to us, but we're just so busy that we don't listen to it, right? So my second epiphany was when at 3 o'clock in the morning, I saw infomercial on TV, personal development. This time it was Anthony Robbins. And at that time, that commercial that I see all the time was talking to me. At this particular time, I was awakened. And it was time for me to make a change because I had apparently made it, but there was still something missing and I just didn't know what it was, right? So that was the first time that I actually started to invest in myself, invest in personal development, invest in coaching, invest in mentoring. And that led me to a whole new different journey. So that led me to quit my secure job at the government, and I started off in a journey. I didn't know what I wanted yet, so I quit something full-time and I hopped until I figured out what I really wanted. So I went from working from an immigration consultant to selling newspaper, to selling ATM machine, to recruiting. As I was working at a temporary job as an office manager. I was headhunted to work for one of the largest recruiting firm, worldwide. And I did so for a few years. And then something happened. Something very great happened, which is I was able to open my own recruiting and staffing firm. And the reason why I decided to open my own recruiting and staffing firm is because a great opportunity came in. An opportunity came in for me to actually be aligned with my soul purpose and journey. And that opportunity was to work with the government of Canada. I had a $3 million contract to help immigrants that came into the country. So whether they were taxi drivers, janitors, but these individuals were doctors back home. They had a doctor degrees, but because they came into a new country, they had to start from scratch. And that is the story of my parents. That is the story of my dad. My dad came from a military background. My mom came from, missionary and as well as political background, right? But because they came to a new country, like most immigrants, they had to start from scratch. So giving that opportunity was a dream. So we did. For 9 months, we took those taxi drivers. They had a 9 months program, which would equivalent their degrees back home to be able to become doctors here in Canada. So this is how I started my company, the DNA Staffing Corporation. And ever since then, we were able to grow not just in Canada. Then I had another opportunity to work on Wall Street. And by doing so, I was able to grow my company from a one-woman show to 44 locations worldwide and over 1,400 recruiters affiliated worldwide, right? So I'm here on Wall Street. Then something happened. I was off balance. I was focusing on success. I've neglected my health. And I've neglected relationship. And because of that, something has happened. I developed eczema. So while I was working, I started scratching myself. My body was inflamed. And I had to go to the hospital. And I actually had a surgery. It was an overnight surgery. And that was my big awakening, that something had to change. And it wasn't by actually reflecting. It's my body screaming and saying, stop, take care of yourself, take care of your health. You could have it all. You don't have to focus only on success. Your birthright, you have the birthright to riches in all aspects of your life. Don't limit yourself to only financial success, right? So that was my big awakening in life. Now, I believe that each and every single one of us have a success journey that we could share with the world. And since this has happened to me, I've been able to, leave Wall Street. I've moved to Bali. And ever since then, I've been able to help other people to not only make money online, but also help them to monetize it and package it so that they too can share their passion with the world. So now not only are they able to make money online, they're able to create passive income, and now they are able to also help others. So I've been doing this through my coaching practices. I've been doing it one-on-one and through mastermind. However, I feel that right now my calling is to help more than enough people to be able to do this, because from what I've learned that what I wanted to do while I was on Wall Street was to reach success and riches. But right now, sitting back, I wish that somebody would have told me that story. I wish somebody would have told me, you can have it all. You don't have to be limited to only working hard. You could actually work smart. You could actually package with your knowledge and create a program online so you could travel all around the world, so that money can work for you, so that you could have passive income. And that's what I want to share with you. And this is my job. My job is to help you find that voice, find your knowledge, find that package, your life experiences, your win, your struggle, especially your struggles. Now, let me ask you something. Can you find a defining moment in your life where your struggle actually became an epiphany for you, right? I believe that life happens to you, but how you react to it is what defines you. Life is a choice, and the choices that you make will determine your future, right? So my job is to help you find your unique voice, find that epiphany that has helped you to overcome your challenges, and create a program that you could make online so that they allow you to create money while you're sleeping, create money while you're traveling all around the world. Now I travel all around the world every single month while I have programs that are making money for me online. And my job is to help you find that voice and do the exact same thing, right? So what I want to do is to remind you. My job is to remind you that success is in your DNA. I look forward to seeing you in this journey, and come. Success is sweet. And guess what? It is your birthright.